All right, set out from Newfound Gap about 9:30 this morning and headed about 13 miles to, I think it was called Peck's Corner or something like that. Anyway, head to that shelter for the night and probably hit Crosby shelter the next day, but try to get out of the park. Monday, temperatures are supposed to drop way down and end to the single digits at night. So I'll hopefully be out of the park and at a hostel by that point. But so far, the dog tag and Big Bird are up ahead of me. We shuttled up together out of Gatlinburg. Very foggy, as you can see this morning. Not much of a view of anything. The trail is definitely muddy. A lot of rain. Very early Saturday morning, most of the day Saturday, it cleared up from raining, maybe around 3 o'clock-ish in the afternoon. So I anticipate running into a lot of mud. Hopefully the temperatures being in the 40s, there won't be any residual ice left on the trail and be able to move along pretty good. Once again, the trail is these steps. Of course, this is a high tourist area. Nobody out this early in the morning yet, but high tourist area. So, I don't know, maybe they used the steps for them. So a bit of a recap. I arrived at Newfound Gap on Thursday. As I came up off the trail into the parking lot, I just started looking around to see if I could possibly find a ride down into Gatlinburg. And as I was taking a picture for some people, they asked me to take a picture of their family at the North Carolina-Tennessee sign there at Newfound Gap. This girl came running over. "Heather, is that you?" Well, it was Anna from REI Adventures taking out another group on a hike. Well, that happened to be the same exact adventure I went on last summer. So it was great to see her. I didn't spend as much time with her as I should. I was so worried about getting a ride that I never took the time to really chat with her. And I apologize for that. I really should have taken the time to chat with you. But so I walked down by the stop sign near the section of the road that will go towards Gatlinburg and just stuck my thumb out hoping to catch a ride. And this lady comes walking over to me. She said, "You looking for a ride into Gatlinburg?" I said, "Well, actually, yes, I am." She said, "Oh, well, my husband and I were through hikers 10 years ago. We'd love to take you down and help you with whatever you need." So they went ahead and took me on down into Gatlinburg, dropped me off at CC's Pizza. She does have a podcast. I have a picture of it I'll put into the video today, or my posting when I put this up. But she does have a podcast from when she did the Florida Trail. So I'll have to make sure I put that in this posting. Yeah, it's not going to be too long. I'm going to be taking my pack off and get my raincoat off. I just put it on. Wasn't sure with all the clouds up here if it was going to be kind of misty outside. But it doesn't feel like it is. And I sure don't need that extra warmth of the raincoat on right now. It's perfect hiking temperature. So that's all I have for now. Hope everybody's having a great day. So to continue on with Thursday, when I arrived in Gatlinburg, after eating, went to the hotel, showered, went on over to the NOC because they have a center here as well in Gatlinburg. I was having issues with my one trekking pole. I couldn't open or close it anymore. It stayed the same height all the time. So while over there helping me out, the guy that helped me out was actually a shuttle driver. So I was able to line up, getting a shuttle back up here to trail for this morning. Then there was another lady in there who worked there. Just started chatting with her, and she's done a section hike of the whole AT, and then she's done a through hike of the whole AT. She has, she calls it a hostel, but overall it's she has a trailer somebody could stay in, and then she allows people to camp in her yard. She has a camping area set up in her yard, so there's a privy outside and an outdoor shower. Her trail name is Stripper, and she got that because while doing trail maintenance here on this section in the Smokies, they had to strip bark off of trees, and she was faster than all the men. So they gave her the trail name Stripper. But this morning is, coming out of a gap. You normally have a climb. So we'll be climbing most of the day, I believe. But just not a view. Still very foggy out there. The trail's not too bad. You get a little bit of, what I will call regular trail. And then you get the rocks now and then, like coming up right now. But overall, it hasn't been too bad. A nice climb. I enjoyed my stay in Gatlinburg. Definitely crowded, being spring break. A lot of college students, families. I didn't do anything special. Mainly relax. I don't even think I didn't leave the hotel room Saturday until, oh my glory, 3 o'clock-ish, when I met 2 other hikers out at a place to eat for dinner. Had myself a nice 14-ounce ribeye steak with mashed potatoes and a little cheesecake for dessert. So that'd be all for now. How pretty it is. A little bit of fog we're still in. The sunlight filtering through it. It's just so pretty. The green of the forest. It's so neat how it just looks like a sea of clouds out there. That is so amazing. Instead of water, they're clouds. That is so cool looking. Alright, the trail goes up there to Charlie's Bunyan, and then, well, it's a side trail, and then meets back into the AT down, I don't know, 0.3 miles or so. But one gentleman, well, actually passed there. There's about a group of 8 that just went southbound, and they were saying you can't see anything. It's all clouded in over there. I am not going to go ahead and go up that way. I'm just going to stay on the AT and continue on down here. Last summer I did see Charlie's Bunyan when I did one of the REI adventures, and I just don't need to feel a need to go back up there again, especially if it just looks like a sea of clouds over there. So I'll continue on down this way. It has been getting very, very muddy. There's like a million little gnats out here right now. But the trail has been pretty muddy. I've not fallen, but slipped in a couple places. Like all of a sudden, that foot goes right out a little too fast for you. But it's a glorious day. The temperatures easily have to be in the 50s. Everybody through hiking, each of us have talked to one another about is you got to get off the trail Monday night. Get off the trail by Monday night. Temperatures are going to drop. It's going to be down in the single digits. So get off the trail. And there are only so many hostels when you exit the Smoky Mountains. So since I'm the slower hiker, I'm hoping there'll be something open. If not, then just honk around down in my tent and put all my clothes on and stay warm. You know, at least there are other options. So it looks like some of the clouds cleared out, because way over there on that peak, way up there on that peak, that is Charlie's Bunyan. So the clouds have cleared out enough that there would have been some kind of a view, but I'm already well past that point and definitely not going to head back. Hopefully when I get up to the top of this climb, there will be a view of some sort. This trail is pretty narrow, and you make a wrong step and down you're going there. But it's a nice, pleasant trail right now. I don't know what else to call it, but definitely a nice, pleasant trail. So yeah, so this is the area. The one I pointed out earlier was, well, that's Charlie's Bunyan way up top. Oh, look at that beauty. All right, there's a little bit of a break here to be able to get a view anyway. Okay, I am at Laurel Top, about mile 216. Absolutely stunning as always. This is all still part of Laurel Top that I'm standing at. Just somewhere in the Smokies. I'm not even sure what mile I'm at. Forgot to look before I turned on the recorder. I'm not sure if my phone can zoom in. Probably not. Like a city or a town way over there. All right, I am at mile marker 219.4, 5,764 feet. And way over there, kind of in between the clouds, there's a city, but I'm not sure my phone, I don't think it's picking it up. The sun is making it hard for me to see my own screen. All right, I am 3.5 miles from the shelter. It's about 4:45. So I should easily make it before sunset, provided there's not a 90-degree angle uphill climb. But yeah, I'm pretty confident I'll make it before dark anyway. So it's been an absolutely beautiful day. Temperature just perfect. The sun out, but I've been mostly in the shade of the forest. So let's get a peek out now and then. But yeah, just a glorious day. So instead of stopping at the second shelter that was about 10 miles from where I took off this morning, I just decided I'm going on through to the next, I don't know, 5-point-some miles from back there. Just going to the next shelter. I'm now 3.5 away from it. But glad I made the decision. I don't know, I didn't look far enough to see what the weather's like tomorrow. I believe it's another, warmer day. And then Monday is the day the temperatures drop drastically. And at night, it'll be in teens with wind chill in the single digits. So I just felt it best to push on today. I made a reservation. I did get a signal earlier. So I made a reservation at a hostel for Monday night. I got the last spot they had. So I'm glad I decided to call while I had a signal. Hoo-wee. And no water sources since we left Newfound Gap this morning. So I'm definitely starting to get low on water, but hoping I'll have enough to get me through to the shelter. I think the next 2 miles are uphill. So, like I say, I know I'll be pushing it close, but I really believe I can do this. All right, it's 5:25. I have exactly 2 more miles to go to the shelter. I believe I am going to sleep really good tonight. I'm getting pretty tired. I think it'll be a 15-mile day by the time I get there. So it's a good day. I feel good. I mean, my legs, I can tell, are feeling tired, but I feel good. So I'm Actually very excited that I got a 15-mile day under my belt after a 0 day down there in Gatlinburg. So I'll get a good, I'll have to look again, doggone it. I think the shelter for tomorrow, when I get up in the morning and leave, I think the shelter I'm going to is approximately 12 miles away. And then that will give me about a 4-mile day on Monday when I go to the hostel. So it'll give me a Nero pretty good for Monday. So plenty of time for me to rest up my legs and see what I might need to resupply with and start making my way to Hot Springs, North Carolina. I have a resupply box being sent there. So that'll be a nice stop and enjoy the day there. But I feel a little more settled in. I don't know how to explain it, but I wasn't as nervous when I got back on the trail this morning. I feel a little more confidence in looking ahead to say, okay, I can do X number of miles. I can make it to this hostel by this date, and then let my daughter know to send the resupply box there. So I'm starting to have a little bit more confidence in that part. Because in the beginning, I mean up until now, I really have not had any confidence in that logistics. Maybe it was because of my hip, my gastrointestinal issues, things that slow you down that you didn't plan on, and you don't think you have it in you to figure out how to do the logistics when you really have no idea how many miles you're going to be going. But there was just something about this morning when I got on the trail that I felt a calmness about it. So let's get through Monday. Well, through today, really, one day at a time, right? But get to that hostel for Monday. So I am inside and not down in the possible single digits temperature. And then take a good look and charge forward to Hot Springs. And then just I have to start looking what's after Hot Springs. I'm not sure if it's Irwin, Tennessee, but hey, at least I've got myself set up until I'm into Hot Springs. I don't know if you can hear the smashing of the mud under my feet. It has definitely been a muddy trail today, but I am much more thankful for a muddy trail than a trail that could have been ice. Definitely saying prayers for all those who will be out on Monday, coming down what I've already done, knowing that all that's going to be ice. I do have my micro spikes with me. I have not had to use them yet. I did have a lady tell me, do not get rid of them until you are through, I think she called it the Rowan Mountains of Virginia, because she said it's not uncommon for there to be times in April and into the first part of May where they get a freakish winter storm come through, and you will want your micro spikes in there. So they don't weigh that much, and they're stuffed down in the bag, so I will continue to carry them. As you can see here, sometimes you just gotta go up on the side of the trail to get around some of this mud. This part of the trail is very interesting. A lot of trees have fallen down. You can see they've been chainsawed. They've been down for a while because all the moss, I guess, that is growing on them. But I just thought it was kind of pretty. I don't know if it might be too bright this way. I don't know. All right, this is day 28, or day 28, March 17th. I slept great last night. I slept really, really good. I think there were 7 or 8 of us. I've lost count. 7 or 8 of us in the shelter. No tenters. It was an awesome shelter, tri-corner knob shelter. Huge new tarp over the front to help keep the wind out. The spring was right near the shelter, and the privy was fairly close as well. So you didn't have to trek up and down hills to get your water or go to the bathroom. So for a hiker, those are some very important things. Today, I'll stop at the first shelter just to have a snack, or depending on the time, it might be my lunch. And then I'll continue on. Today will be I think it was 14.7 mile day. That'll put me at the last shelter in the Smokies. So that means tomorrow I will exit the Smokies. But I'm stopping at that last shelter because I have a reservation at a hostel. And there's not another shelter that I could make it to between me and that hostel. So I'll be going to the second shelter farthest from me today. Temperatures are supposed to start dropping a little bit. The wind is sustained at 10 miles per hour today. Wind gusts up to 15. It is definitely a much cooler wind. Hopefully the sun will break through a bit later, start warming things up. But for now, I am comfortable. I have my raincoat over the top of my hiking shirt. So to help block the wind, I have my neck gaiter pulled up over my head, covering my ears. And then I have my raincoat top or hat pulled over my head as well to help block that wind. Because it is definitely a colder wind this morning. No ice, still a bit of mud on the trail, but no ice, which is a great thing. Well, that's about all going on from my end. Looking very beautiful, loving all the green. It's just so pretty. Just so pretty. All right, taking a look down at the area I just came up. And then showing you there's really not a view today. So far, we are just socked in with clouds. And then this is the path going up for now. All right, a little break in the woods here and a little bit of break in the clouds. Kind of hazy, but overall, I can see a little bit down there. All right, I am at Deer Creek Gap, mile 226.5. A little bit of an opening here, and you can see the clouds are slowly going away. Well, kind of. When I look over here. Yeah, well, kind of. But you can see them moving along. So this has been the trail for most of the day, these rocks. If it's not the rocks, then it's a lot of mud. So even though I might be descending from the peaks, it is taking a long time to get down because of the rocks. I'm going to be pushing it close once again. I did not think the terrain would be like this, but I'm going to be pushing it close once again to get to the shelter by dark. I know I can do it, but it's just a matter of being creative sometime and how you get sometimes and how you get around all the mud, because the mud is, man, makes your feet. I already started slipping one time. I was able to gain my balance before I fell, but who knows? Maybe we'll get to some smooth terrain in a bit, but for now, that's what it's been. I don't know if it'll show it up that way or not. It's and this is the view I have right now. A little bit in the distance there. But yep, so it has actually been an extremely tiring morning into the afternoon. And these steps that they put in here are knee killers. But yeah, coming into some more rut rocks. I'm going off to the side here. See how this works for me. Sometimes you end up getting caught in the trees and shrubs and it wasn't worth it, but hey, I made it through that time. I have no doubt this will be probably the very first night the bottom of my feet are going to be really sore. So far, they haven't been feeling too bad, but I have a feeling after all those rocks and tree roots, they're going to be feeling a little tired tonight. Make sure I use my massage ball there and roll them out. All right, I'm coming up on mile 235. My feet are on fire today. This is the first day I can say my feet hurt. The rocks. All these rocks have been killing my feet today. I long for a nice soft trail. I know that doesn't always happen. But, okay, here's a great big rock. I'm sure you can get on top of it and look around. I'll take my pack off, see if I can get up there. All right, this is the view from on top of the rock. I have no idea what that tower is down there. Yeah, very beautiful. I'm exhausted. Alright, I'm slowly making my descent down into the Davenport, I don't know, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, there's the shelter down there. So I'm about, I don't know, 2/10 of a mile from it. Down the path here. I'm really exhausted. The terrain of the trail today definitely took a toll on my feet, and with all those stairs, if you will, or steps, my knees are feeling quite sore now. So I'll get down there and fill up with some water, get some electrolytes in them. Go ahead and get the, I don't know, maybe I'll take a couple extra strength Tylenol. And I need to get my bedding all set up first. That's what I normally do, is get all my bedding done. Get all that done right away. Then I go ahead and fill up my water bottles. Change into the night clothes. Go ahead, cook some dinner. And then brush the teeth, and then all I have to do is climb into bed after all that. It's taken me about 8 hours to go the 13.7 miles. So, obviously very thankful I made it. Oh, I'm just looking at how far down that is. How the trail's going to wind around down there. Simply amazing. But yeah, it's been a long day, and I kind of wish I had it in me just to go to set up the bed and just lay in it and be done for the night. But I always like to, I have some body wipes I like to wipe down, wipe the sweat off, put the clean night clothes on, and of course I need to refuel, so I definitely need to make a dinner, and I think tonight it's going to be the chicken and dumplings. Even though it's not gluten-free, they didn't have very many choices in Gatlinburg, so I'm going to go ahead and do the chicken and dumplings tonight. In the morning it'll be the same as this morning, mashed potatoes for breakfast. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Another day well spent on the trail. And happy to be within 3 miles of where I get picked up tomorrow to go to a hostel and get out of the freezing cold temperatures that are going to happen tomorrow night. Well, I hope the other guys are coming along who said they were going to be here. I really don't care to spend my time alone at a shelter. As you can see, this one has a cage in front of it. It's one of the last ones on the AT that has a cage, and that's to keep the bears out. But there's no cable hang or anything like that. No privy, so I'll have to go find a place to take care of some business. But I do hope somebody will be coming in. Unfortunately, I don't have enough wood to keep this burning all night, but it's a start to keep us warm while we get in our sleeping bags.
I know.